I'm having such a hard time making this video. I'm terrible at this stuff, man. I just want to talk about the Wheel of Fortune. It's Tia Crucita with some therapy through tarot on this pretty Sunday afternoon. We could use some rain. Happy solstice, happy Father's Day, happy Sunday. I don't know what happened to my music. So anyways, today I want to talk about the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to give you a minute to look at this card. It's a wheel, right? Pretty much the same on all sides. And, well, if it weren't, it wouldn't turn. So, the Wheel of Fortune, to me, in my interpretation of this card, is life. This is a representation of life. It's ups and downs, it's ins and outs, it's good times, it's bad times, everything. Life is always turning. It never stops. It is constantly changing. And I think that the lesson of this card, the Wheel of Fortune, is that no matter where we find ourselves in the cycle of this wheel, in the cycle of life, it's never permanent. It's always turning and always changing. And I think when a lot of us find ourselves on the bottom of this cycle, of this wheel, it's hard to remember that we will be back on top again. It's hard to not sit there and sort of, have this little pity party. A lot of people want to just feel sorry for themselves. Well, things are always going to be this way, or I just never get lucky, or, things are never going to change. Nothing's ever going to work out for me. And we forget that we will be back up on top of the wheel again. See, the thing is that when you spend your time on the bottom of the wheel feeling sorry for yourself and pouting and maybe even pointing fingers and blaming other people for your problems, you are not learning the lessons that you're supposed to learn when you're down there. So what's going to happen when you're not learning those lessons on this wheel, you're going to find yourself back at the top, maybe, yes, for a very short-lived period of time, before you crash right back down to the bottom again. And your time at the top is going to be fruitless. It's going to be just short, pointless. And then you're going to find yourself back at the bottom. And you're going to keep repeating this. You're going to keep spinning. Your wheel of fortune, your cycle of life is going to keep spinning, stagnating, repeating the same lesson over and over and over and over again until you get it. So when you're on the bottom, you've got to learn whatever it is you're supposed to be learning when you're down there. You can't sit down there ignoring your problems, blaming things on other people, feeling sorry for yourself. You've got to learn your lesson so that when the upswing comes, which it will, you will come back to the top. But when that upswing comes, you need to be prepared. You need to have the wisdom, the tools, the lessons, the knowledge, so that when you're up there, your time at the top of the wheel can be fruitful for not only you, but for others, for the people around you, the people in your life. And it can make a difference and it can make a change. And your wheel is going to begin to move forward instead of stagnating, repeating over and over again. You're going to begin to move forward. Not that you won't end up on the bottom again, but you get to move to the next lesson and you continue to move forward. This is how we grow in life. This is how we grow as people and as communities. And then again, just like it's hard to forget that we won't always be on the bottom, sometimes, especially for some people, it's hard to forget that we won't always be at the top. It's hard for some people when they're up there at the top to not get this sort of cocky attitude, to kind of get high on their horse and kind of snub the people who are at the bottom of their wheel of fortune. Maybe your relationship is going great, or you're experiencing so much abundance in your life, like you've got a great job or you just got a promotion and you're doing great financially. And then you start to snub the people who aren't doing as well as you, the people who are on the bottom of the wheel of fortune now. Maybe your neighbors, you hear them fighting over there, and you and your spouse might sit and snicker as if, you're better off than them. Or you might snub people who, maybe need some food stamps or some government assistance to get ahead when you're doing good enough that thank God that you don't need that. You know, we become desensitized to how grateful we should be for our blessings when we are on the top. And when we do that, what happens then is that you become blindsided, because guess what? The wheel's going to turn and you will be on the bottom again. So remember that. And this is the lesson of the Wheel of Fortune. And, you know, sorry about that glare. See if I can block it for you a little bit. That's the lesson of the Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, friends. And so no matter where you happen to be on this cycle, if you feel like you're on the bottom and you're just not getting it, you're not getting the lesson that you're supposed to learn, let's do a full reading. If you're on the top and you want to be able to prepare, you don't want to be blindsided, let's do a full reading. So just click my link. I think I'm going to add a link to my Facebook page where you can private message me. We can do a full video reading, 30 minutes, or a link to my school page where you can also benefit from my 20 years of herbal experience and my 23 years of being a mom. I got lots of stuff on there, adding stuff all the time. So click either link, check it out. On school, I have an option under the classroom to do a 30-minute chat reading. So yeah, where are you on your Wheel of Fortune? Let's talk about it. Much love and be well.